Welcome to FMA Talk Live. This is Datu Tim, and this is my wonderful co-host.
PG Ty's here. Welcome, everyone.
Having problem getting our guest in, so I'm going to let Ty talk for a minute as I mute my mic.
Okay. Yeah, so just to remind people, first off, welcome. And if you're online, please definitely tell us where you're from. We already see one, Eric from Portland, Oregon, who's often joining us. Cool. And Benjamin back. Good deal. Thank you. But yeah, let us know where you're coming in from. And so today what we're doing is, once we get it all squared away, we've got a guest, senior Grandmaster Harry Greene, who's got a wide background, obviously military combatives, as well as Kaju Kembo and Sarada. And I was just watching one of his Sarada videos earlier today, so I'm looking forward to catching up with him. He's been, if you've been following us, you know that he's been on participating in the peanut gallery. So we thought it'd be good to have a good discussion with him, given his background. But yeah, so let us know where you're from. Think of any questions you have for the guest or us. We'll be happy to take those. And you guys know the drill now, which is we're gonna interact and have fun as we cover as much as we can, and we'll try not to go down too many rabbit holes and whatnot. But that's always a risk. Hopefully it's something that's good. Otherwise, we'll come back on track with a new question. So, but yeah, give us a minute or so while he's coming up. Anybody want to say anything? Or by the way, if you got ideas for shows, we're always still taking those. Benjamin's got a question here. It says, is there still a Datu Sammy Franco debate in the future? Here we go. Oh, wait a second. That's a double Datu. Great. Yeah, I'm not knowing what you're asking, Benjamin. Sonny Franco debating with Datu. No, I don't know. He'll answer that if.
Oh, okay. I'll get back on this in a second. Sammy Franco, not Dean Franco, made some videos out there, and yeah, I will be calling him out. Talked about knife fighting and all this other stuff and what real knife fighters are, and then of course the whole video was an infomercial. And then I want to ask him a simple question: what's your fight record? Because he talks about he's being a knife fighting expert. I mean, at least Paulo Rubio makes the comment that he's a theoretical martial artist, and he's a technical, not a tactical martial. Well, he's a theoretical martial artist. He hasn't done real world encounters. So so at least Paulo comes up and says that, and there's nothing wrong with being around top tier people and getting from their experience and sharing that knowledge, because there's a value to that as well. That's not an endorsement of Paulo. That's just the whole thing, that you don't have to be in a fight to be able to share knowledge.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna turn my microphone off. Talk about the meaning of life, Ty.
Meaning of life. What I am going to do is actually I'm going to wax and be happy with anybody who's been catching my memes. I call them memes because I'm a dork. Getting a lot of good feedback on those, so hopefully you guys are finding them fun. My idea was to just get some thoughts out there. Partly because I'm not sure that people are pay attention too much to the actual training videos, and people like to get sucked in by a quick thought or a quick picture. People are very graphic and visual, and they're scrolling on the next thing in 2 seconds. So my idea was to get a few thoughts out there, plant some seeds with folks, with some of the things I've come up with over the years. We shared one, I don't know, a couple shows ago. No big deal, but I wanted to say thank you for those that are appreciating it. So it's really neat. I've already grown, I don't know, got a bunch of new followers, got some good interactions. Like all of this stuff, right? You get what you put into it. So put something out there, interact with folks, and you can have some good conversations or good reminders or different ways that people look at different things. So that's been kind of fun. So hopefully, like I said, you guys don't mind that, or maybe you've been ignoring it. That's totally fine too, right? You pick what you want to click with, and that's all good.
I've ignored it.
Very good.
Actually,
okay.
I've actually when I get to see them, they're good. But I just lately, I've been post and ghost.
Yeah, that's generally how you use it. As I thought is do your business on there, and you don't linger too much, which is smarter because I spend too much time.
Yeah, and now what I like. Okay, so I'm into sci-fi, and lately there's been a lot of audio stories.
Mm.
So in my reels, there's sci-fi audio stories. So like, sometimes it's a 5-minute one, sometimes it's a 30-minute one. And I didn't know that the reels and shorts could be that long. So I'll hear different things, and it's a lot of it's about the human race overcoming things, total fiction.
First, it should overcome itself.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I'll be sitting in bed. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll scroll through a couple quick things. Next thing you know, boom! I'm like, holy cow, this is good. Next thing you know, an hour's passed.
Mm.
And I'm up at 6:30, 7 o'clock every morning. I don't get out of bed till 9 or 10 because I'm up late. So I'm trying to catch a few more Z's, but the dogs go outside and all this other fun stuff. I'm waiting for Mr. Green there. So I have invited Grandmaster Ponto Cañete Flores, I'm not sure if it's the or a Grandmaster in San Miguel Eskrima. So we're trying to get him to come out, and then you invited someone who's confirmed. Okay, we're not doing a show next week. We're taking a week off.
Right.
The following week we'll have a show, and that will be
Reverend Jackson, the guru that we met over there with the festival and the training and the camp. Really nice guy, very, very well spoken. He's been putting on a crusade for less, back to traditional arnis when you're working Filipino martial arts, as opposed to some of the stuff they're seeing over there, which is kind of like the martial X style version of FMA or XMA back, if you remember those.
Yes.
Kind of like that. So with all the gymnastics and whatnot, and that's driving him crazy. So he along with a few others have been having a crusade about that. And I think it's a good message. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But you should be very clear about what's traditional and real, and what's fun and art. So I kind of agree with him. But we'll see what he has to say. Plus, he's very, very well spoken. I think you guys will enjoy the visit with him. We had a blast with him visiting over there.
I will say, when I go see the tournaments, and a lot of it's for the tournaments, because of my tournament experience, names are important. Actually, words are important in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sort of. It's this. It's that. It's the other thing.
Right. Specificity.
I understand if I don't. I know there's probably a better term for this, but I get that when people don't necessarily have the same nomenclature.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, and I'm a member of WECAF. I was a regional director and hosted one of the regional tournaments, and I'm a world champion with them. And if it wasn't in India, I might be going back this year. But just a lot of things, a lot of bad timing and things, and there's safety issues in India. Depending on where it's going to be, and so I'm not a fan, of that right now, of going there. But when I went to compete and I looked at traditional forms, the Filipinos were doing more creative forms, almost to the extreme. So, like with us in the martial art in North America, traditional is traditional. It's the system. It is the forms of your art, and then creative could be doing spinning and having flashing moves. You're not doing major aerials, no backflips, no cartwheels. You might do a release, but it's music maybe. And then extreme is backflipping, tricking, and all that other stuff with and without weapons. So when I watch the traditional forms over there, it's creative on the verge of being extreme. Actually, my comment is, and it's no insult to anyone, but it will be perceived that way. It's bad wushu. And Miguel Ruby, how you doing?
Hey, awesome.
Okay.
Good to see you, sir. Oh, and I see PG Sam's on there too.
Yeah.
We got West Coast and we got Ohio.
He's still having problems.
Okay.
And I can't think of any way around this. So for those who are coming in, if you're using a phone, you have to open up Chrome in the browser and paste the URL that I send you. And of course, SGM has an iPhone.
So you got Safari. Safari doesn't like this, maybe? Should still work.
Yeah.
Whatever the browser is. But yeah, it should have Safari on it. And then you just paste the URL in there. Did I mention I don't like iPhones?
Oh, I thought you were an iPhone guy.
Oh, I have one for work, and I still have it.
What browsers do you have?
Not a big iPhone guy. That's gonna make everybody mad in the comments, I'm sure.
Okay, well, I'm gonna open up another window of mine because I've got all these browsers. I'm just gonna see if I can get in myself.
That's the deal with living in technological age. It'd be technical difficulties. Android all the way. Okay. There you go, Benjamin.
So it would. Okay, so Opera will work.
Opera works, yeah.
Okay. Explorer probably.
Probably Explorer, Windows Explorer, Firefox. But like I said, it comes with Safari, although you can install the other things.
Yeah.
But so Safari is based. I thought Safari was based on. I can't remember. Either Firefox or Chromium code is on the back end of it.
So we might have to postpone this.
Let's see.
Android all the way.
There you go.
Hey, did you do well as a vendor at the Nationals?
Oh, Miguel? Yeah.
Whatever you browse the internet with, you can paste the link I sent you, and it should open up.
It should be Safari. Safari uses WebKit, which is
pretty sure you have Safari.
Yeah, it uses WebKit, which is pretty compatible with stuff. Unless StreamYard does something crazy.
You know what? Let me just do this. I'm gonna.
Good. Nice to hear you were successful, Miguel. Any cool contacts or sales? As we shoot the breeze here for a second.
Yeah, we'll just do.
And some of you may remember, I believe we've had Miguel on the show. That was a while ago.
We'll have to have a follow-up with him.
There you go. Hey, Miguel, are you coming to the Martial Arts Symposium again? I know it's a haul for you, but it's been great to see you there.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes, it does work. Okay. Copy the link and then paste it into Safari. That should get you in.
Looks like we're almost there, guys.
No, I tell you, I love our show. This is the one thing that Dean Franco, not the other Franco, does well. He schedules time for a trial call. And actually, I have a test link. I should have did this, but life has been crazy. And usually we don't have these issues.
Usually, yeah. Yes, he'll be at the symposium. Good deal. And it was nice to all the coaches and competitors. Oh, your event that.
Yes, I'll be there.
Good deal.
Hey, how you doing?
Guro Steven or Sensei Steven or all of those things. Good to see you, sir.
Sweetie.
Love you, man. That's our greeting. I think it caught him off guard one day, so it's stuck. So he and, as you know, Abel and I, when we're getting together on events, we have a good time.
Yeah.
You can imagine, right?
No filter. You're like Australians, but different.
Exactly. Textralians? I don't know. Yeah, and I missed them because remember they were just at the Montoya's gathering, I think last weekend, that I wasn't able to make. Still haven't sold the house, so that eventually will happen. Should be able to get out and about. So yeah, just a reminder, folks, we're having Senior Grandmaster Harry Greene on the show. Once he gets his link working, And reminder, some of the background, military combatives, Serrata, and I think he started out originally in Kajikembo. So it'll be interesting to hear his background and what he focuses on these days, and anything you guys want to ask. So think about some questions for this.
And listen, if it turns out that this isn't going to work because technological issues, we will do a test another time and make sure we get it right.
Sure. Yep.
I love Harry. He's always been good to me, and we'll talk. I don't want to say more because I'd rather have him.
Sure.
We're better than Aussies, yeah.
There you go.
Although I will say this, after our break, we've been doing pretty good. We've been averaging like 2,500 views of our shows.
That's pretty good.
I'm pleased
They're
with
not
that.
short. That's pretty good because long format is tough for people. A lot of people won't click on a long format thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of some things too. Actually, StreamYard is it's expensive. It's like $8.50.
Okay.
Although they told me I got an offer if I cancel it that they'll give me a better deal, but so we'll see if it's a better deal or not. If it's a deal, I'm willing to pay for it.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, we're not making money off of this show. We do it because we enjoy doing it, get the word out, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, no, we're losing our time, and you're losing money for the subscription there. But it's great interacting with folks, so
yeah.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, so I don't mind downgrading because there's a lot of bells and whistles I don't need to have.
Mm.
The news thing is it'll do shorts, and I'm like, that's cool. But I'd have to sit back and put the shorts out there. And I'm
what do most people use then? Do they use a free thing or?
There's several levels.
Okay.
I think I've got the top level, and the prices have gone up since I got in.
Huh? Imagine that.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything goes up.
Yep.
All right. Let me see here. Well, there's a free trial and stuff like that. Oh, that's the wrong people. Plans and pricing. Yeah, I can go from free to $35 a month, 36 a month paying in full, or $68 a month paying it in full. And looking at what extra I get, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's nothing I would mind losing.
Right. You probably have to be full. You'll be much more serious about podcasting.
I heard the button. There he is.
All right.
Okay.
There he is.
Good deal. Nice to meet you, sir.
Hey, it's an honor to meet both of you. And I've known Datu Tim for quite a while.
Yeah, probably too long.
Right. Well, you know something, when it comes to computers and stuff, I am probably one of the most illiterate people that you'll probably ever know.
Like, you made it here, so it's still not too bad.
All right, but you made it here. Okay, so let's get on with this, everybody.
There we go.
No further ado. It's a little late. I mean, listen, we pushed through. We kept things going. The show has been live. I've been updating people that we were getting you on board. So,
okay.
I forgot what it was. It was pre-COVID. I went out to the West Coast, and I went to this event called the Gathering, hosted by Hanshi Bruce Chutnick, who was probably Remy's first American student, if I'm not mistaken. He invited me out, and to my knowledge, I was the first dedicated Filipino martial artist from the East Coast to attend this area. So
Yes.
I think there's some people with some FMA background, but their primary was karate or taekwondo, and they were sharing. So I was the first one that I know of. So I show up, and there's a whole bunch of guys. A bunch of guys from Stockton is watching me. A bunch of other people, and they're all like, "Okay, who's the East Coaster?" I won't say who's the white boy. I won't say who's the East Coaster.
Yeah,
And I'm hanging out, and I talked my talk. I did my thing. And after all that, they wanted to be friends with me. I can't understand how that one fell about, but that's what I meant, Harry. And the guys welcomed me. They, I mean, we know I have a good stick, but I've got even better shtick.
Okay.
It's that swagger.
Yeah.
And the guys tried to bust my chops. I gave it right back to them. It was all good. And it was a good bond from the get-go. And
yes.
Harry and I have been in contact ever since. We see each other. Well, I haven't been out on the West Coast the last time I went to the West Coast, I was in SoCal. So they're in NorCal for the most part, or at least that's where we've met. So last year I was in LA. And the timing, unfortunately, Hachi's event timing, the event keeps changing, and it's always the weekend of one of our training camps or something. Then we change the date, so I don't have a schedule conflict, and it's still the same weekend. So I'm a magnet around there. So.
Right, yeah, because he's changed the date twice so far for this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This year he changed it twice?
Yes.
Do we know what the date is?
It's still, I think it's the 15th of September. If I'm not mistaken.
It's probably closer to like the 19th.
Oh, okay.
That would be the weekend, and that would be the instructor development camp that we host. But you know what? If it changes and it's a weekend I can go, I will definitely zip out. I like hanging out with my West Coast brothers.
Well, so. Yeah. Well, shoot. When he changes that, it kind of messes up some other people too, because once he put that date down, okay, then people worked around it, and some of them are still going on vacation. Then he changed the date, and the people have already either bought plane tickets or scheduled hotels to be somewhere else. So since I'm right here in Sac, Folsom, California is only maybe about a 20-minute car ride. I shoot from here, which is okay by me. Okay, because September, I don't have anything planned. Not until about the middle of October, when Master Mike Cardenas puts on his VEA seminar.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, enough about that, because there's nothing we can do about that.
No.
Tonight, it's all about you, brother.
That's
right. So, like I said, I'm gonna let Ty. So Ty wanted to do some research, so I gave him a few breadcrumbs so he could check it out, and then and come up with some questions, and then I'll do some other questions here and there. So yes, it is the weekend of the 19th. John Atkinson just messaged that. So yeah, unfortunately, that's there. And then people are already saying hello, welcome, SGM Greene. So
and I saw GM Terrell came on too, which is good.
Yep, and Terrell, how you doing, Terrell? Always.
Hey so GM Harry, or maybe I'll just call you Harry if that's okay, to make it shorter.
Fine.
Okay, yes. I figured you look like a friendly guy. So we hadn't met, so a lot of times I try to figure out, one of the first things I'm always interested in, how did you basically get here, right? Where did you start in martial arts, both where and in what style? And Guy, tell us a little bit about your journey, if you don't mind.
No, I started when I was in Panama,
Hmm.
okay, in jungle school. And I was there about a week before class started and just walking around trying to find out where things were. And I saw this Filipino master sergeant out in the field just twirling two sticks around. So I'm standing there watching him, wondering what he's doing. So
Uh-huh.
after, bit, I walk out there and introduce myself and ask him what he was doing. And yes, we got to talking, and he asked me, what did I know, about the Filipino arts? And I said, nothing, Master Sergeant. So after, he gave me a brief history and stuff, I asked him, would he teach me,
Hmm.
something? And yeah, he asked me, he said, well, how long are you going to be here? And I said, well, uh, probably about 6 months because I'm going to go through the jungle course. Then I'm going to stay and go through the water survival course. And he said, oh, you're going to try to go to jungle school, okay? Because we aren't here to get you through this school. We're
Hmm.
here to eliminate you in this school, okay? And
Okay.
he said, yes, you did. Then he said, then if you pass, then you'd like to be drowned on purpose then. And I said, no, not really. He said, well, water survival, that's what they're going to do. And I said, oh, okay, great. Okay, so fine. So, yeah, see, so after he was telling me, a little bit about the stick art and stuff, uh, he said, you really want to learn. And 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 I said, yes, Master Sergeant. So he asked me that about 5 or 6 times. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm asking you myself, how many times I got to tell you yes? Okay,
Right.
so so he said, okay. So he said, you be right here, 2 hours every day,
Hmm.
7 days a week for 6 months. He said, you miss one day in 6 months. He said, we're done. I don't want to hear, well, I was sore, I'm tired, I'm sleepy.
Hmm.
And he said, I don't care if we get through a shoot with jungle school at 1 in the morning on any particular night.
Hmm.
Okay, you're mine until 3 a.m. And I don't care if class has to get up at 4 a.m. shoot for class. That's your problem. Now you still and now you
Nice.
still want to learn. Yes, Master Sergeant. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, dummy, what have you gotten yourself
Right.
into? So then, yeah, see, so shoot, he he took me to probably shoot the first 5 strikes
Hmm.
in a serrata, and I didn't know what serrata was. Okay,
Hmm.
didn't know what the 5 strikes were.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, shoot, he was just showing me I shoot some strikes. Okay, so then after, a while, okay, now I know what he means by the first 5 strikes.
Hmm.
Okay, and so when after graduation, I was there for about a week and a half, waiting for orders to go to 10th Special Forces Group, which at that time was in southern Bavaria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, headquarters and signal company was in Bad Tolz,
Hmm.
okay, and all the line companies A, B, and C were about 7 clicks away in Lingris.
Hmm.
So I stayed there for a couple years. Then I volunteered to go to Vietnam, and yeah, so I left there and finally wound up in Vietnam on the 19th of November, 1966, and stayed there till November 19th, 1968.
Wow.
So first of all, thank you for your service.
Yes.
And that asks the next question is about military. Someone asked a question here. Was that Fort Clayton you were stationed at?
Do what?
Were you when you first met this master instructor, the sergeant master? Was that at Fort Clayton?
Fort Clayton. Yeah. That oh gee, it's been so long ago. Geez.
It's
Yeah.
not important. Just someone was asking, and that
Yeah, probably was. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Shoot, I can't even remember his last name. His first name, I think, was Enrique, and he had a long last name, so some of it just called him Alphabet.
Okay, nice. Like it seems like the classic character. You were with him for how long again?
Pardon?
How long with him before you had to PCS out?
6 months.
6 months, but every day for 2 hours, 7 days a week.
It's 7 days a week. Yeah, and every mistake I made, he hit me in the arms with a stick. Not real hard, but hard enough to hurt.
Sure.
Okay, called little bruises and stuff. And some of my classmates who, were saying, what are you doing? What happened to you? And and I told them and stuff, and say, well, man, are you crazy? Yeah, and I said, yeah, probably so. But hey, yeah, but
you have to be a little bit to do that old school training.
Right. Yeah, you're true. Yeah. So yeah. So what I found out, I was very interested in what he was teaching me because I'd never heard of it, never done it, never picked up a stick. Okay, and so that's how I learned. And before I left, he told me, he said, if you continue with what I taught, what I was trying to teach you, okay, you will develop your own system in doing it. And I said, okay, what do you mean by system? And he said, if you continue teaching yourself what I've taught you, you will find out that there's other people, other teammates of yours that will wonder, what are you doing? And they will want to learn too. And that's how I started teaching, little by little.
Okay.
I started teaching them what I knew. Then I got better and better and better and better. And here I am.
But it started with you doing the work. You did. He stressed that evidently you do the work and you'll progress.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Okay. What I can't do is teaching students over the years is how he taught me. I can't take a stick and hit them in the arms and stuff every time they make a mistake.
Yeah, you can, but some of them will leave. Most of them will leave. All of them will leave.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But that journey has been absolutely phenomenal.
Great.
Absolutely phenomenal. So I'm, and at 83 years old now, I'm still teaching.
Perfect.
Like, I love to teach. Love to teach. So all I teach now is private lessons. Then that's what I've done for years now, is just teach privately. Yeah, I've never been in a dojo. Well, now should I go, and do seminars and stuff.
Sure.
But I've never learned anything else but stick and combative knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw somewhere that you were maybe you taught at a Kajikembo school. I remember something about you and Kajikembo, but maybe that was one of the places you were doing a lot of seminars or something.
Yeah. In the Ordonez Kajikembo system, yeah, I've been down to been into Arizona with my first Kajikembo seminar there with and that's where I was promoted to senior grandmaster.
Okay.
And you know, I'm not a person to be hung up on a title.
Yeah.
Okay. People still call me grandmaster. Some of them call me master. Some of them call me teacher. I'm fine with that.
Right. Good for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it matters what you do and how well you do it, and you know what you care about doing, not the names of stuff.
right. Yeah. So I guess so. Combative knife. I teach it in a 2.5 second scenario.
Okay.
Because in Vietnam, I used it in the jungles of Vietnam, and it worked. I had gotten a cut under my right arm. Yeah, I had to have 38 stitches there from from being cut, and
Ouch.
after that firefight, I sat down, and Sergeant Johnson came over to me, shooting. He said, "How you doing, Sarge?" And I said, "Fine." And he said, "You know, that you're bleeding on your right side." And I said, "Oh wow, okay." I didn't know it, and didn't bleed, just gush out, and nothing, just bled. Okay, so. And I sat there after he told me that. I put my face in my hands and sat there and asked myself, I said, "What did you just let happen to you after all that training that you went through in jungle school?" Okay, and you let this guy or whoever he was cut you, and that did it for me. Right there. So so I start taking knife very, very seriously. And that's how, and that's how I teach it today in 2.5 seconds. Yeah. But first off, I teach my students all the 5 strikes in a Serrata. I teach them to the 12 strikes in Serrata, right-handed, going forward and backwards. Then I teach them the 12 strikes left-handed, going forward and backwards, and how to change hands doing that.
Okay.
And I teach them that before I even start teaching them combative knife.
Gives you a base, I think. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So that's all.
That's your journey. That's great. A lot of experience there behind it. I think the real world fighting, the real world wake up with an injury like that, right?
Yeah.
Kind of puts a perspective on things that, unless that happened to you, you don't have, right?
Exactly. Yes. So as I go to seminars and watch people teach knife, and a lot of them that I know are very, very good at teaching it. I mean, very good. But I sit there, wonder, and this isn't to knock anyone that teaches knife, okay? But I sit there and wonder how many of them have been in actual combat. Okay, but I keep my mouth shut. I don't downgrade someone. What they teach is what they teach. Okay, because when I go to seminars and I'm not teaching, I'm a white belt. I'm there to learn.
Sure.
Okay, and I can learn anything from anybody.
Well, and then you can see it through your perspective and decide, what you want to make of it. We were just talking about before you got on a little bit, maybe before the show started, we were talking about the idea of, having real combat experience, for whatever reason.
Yeah, that was actually after the show started while we were waiting.
Oh, okay. He wasn't
Someone
there.
asked if I was going to have a throwdown
Oh, that's
debate
right. Yeah.
with hold on, Sammy Franco.
Sammy Franco.
So he's been making some comments. I'll be making some comments to him. He didn't direct it at me, but people have asked my feedback, and I want to save it. But the biggest question I would ask is, when someone talks about their knife fighter, I want to know what their fight record is. And there's theoretical players out there.
Sure.
And I don't want to take anything away from theoretical knowledge. I mean, because there's martial artists who may have never been in a fight. Doesn't mean they can't help you and get better. I mean, because, the formula is still the same, but there's difference between having hands-on experience versus theoretical. Okay, so a couple guys say hello. So Craig Mason says hello from Canada.
Hello,
He was
Canada.
my first trip to the gathering, if I'm not mistaken, or one of them.
Okay.
And then Chris Davison, Datu, and Tiny.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, are you going to be at the tournament this weekend? Since I have you on there. Chris is he is a phenomenal woodworker. He does a lot of traditional weapons from reclaimed wood. That's his big thing. It's like instead of wasting something, I've got this huge Okinawan sledgehammer thing that I've got at the school, and he's like, I saw it at the table. I go, if no one buys it, it's mine. He's like, there you go. I got another one. I'm like, oh, this is badass. And I could use it as those Indian clubs, those India workout type things if I wanted to as well, which is really cool. And smack, yes, I am. Dude, it's smack with a C, not a K. Stop it. And I'll see you there. Oh, here we go. Kanabo. Hopefully,
That actually gives me a thought of another question. So, as you're training your knife combatives and stuff, I'm assuming you're using trainers and not live blades. And if you do, do you prefer metal or wood, and also what do you tell them about, because somebody's gonna ask the question, hey, when do we get to use a live blade? What do you, how do you bridge the gap from what you're using for training, and then, tell them how and when to start getting a feel for a real weapon, but not with your friend.
True. I've had so many shirts on my bob here that we've cut up.
Yep.
Yeah, and I have students use a live blade. Okay, and not make real deep cuts, but just enough to cut the shirt. Okay, and so once they do that, and I say, okay, how you use that knife, will all depend on what that person is wearing.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
All right. If they're wearing a t-shirt, then great. Okay. If they're wearing a hoodie, maybe your slashing will not work. It all depends on how sharp your knife is.
Sure.
Okay. Because the knife that I carry, I don't use it to cut anything. I bought that knife for one purpose only, and that's for self-defense. Okay. One of my students last week brought a sweater, a thick sweater. And he cut the sleeve off and put it on Bob's arm. Because I made arms for Bob, and I put pool noodles over the PVC pipe, that's 1 inch thick around. Sure. Okay. And I put that sleeve over that, and he took his knife out that he thought was sharp, and it didn't even cut through the sweater.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And he was kind of taken aback by it, and I said, well, why are you surprised? He said, well, the knife that I have, I thought was sharp enough to do it. And I said, well, it's not. Okay. So I took out my knife and cut it and it cut it. It didn't go all the way through to the noodle, but it cut the sweater.
Mhm.
And that's okay. Now, just think if that person had this sweater on
Right.
and a heavy jacket.
Yep, definitely. Or worse, a
Okay.
motorcycle jacket, a leather jacket.
Right. Yeah. Or, yeah. And I said, okay, now your slashing will not work. You're going to have to go to stabbing. Okay. Now, what kind of knife are you going to have to do that? Well, I like the Kanto blade. And I said, okay, is the Kanto blade going to go through that leather jacket or motorcycle jacket and that thick sweater? Okay, now you have a t-shirt on under that sweater. Okay, so how are you going to do it? Okay, and I said, keep in mind, you only have 2.5 seconds to get rid of your opponent. How are you going to do that? Well, that's why I'm here, for you to teach me. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Yeah. So
They do want them. They do. Everybody wants the magic quick answer.
Sure they
like
do.
you got to do the work, as you pointed out, right? Otherwise, you're not going to get there.
Right.
And like you said, if you're going to have to realize that and want to do slashing, you better have your knife, demonically sharp.
Yes. 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 So, yeah. See, so, and I tell them, I said, if someone is approaching you, okay, I've already sized you up from the top of your head down your body to your waist. Okay, I don't care about your legs and feet. Okay, but your hands. Okay, I've already done that. Okay, I don't have to stand and to look at you up and down. Okay, I've already done that while you were approaching me. Okay, see, so now I teach them three rules of combat. You have your risk area, your combat area, and your hand-to-hand. And I said, if someone's approaching you, tell them to stop in that risk area. So whatever they do, they can't reach you. Okay? Once you take a step forward, now you're in a combat zone. Take another step forward, now you're in hand-to-hand.
Right.
Stay out of those two as much as possible.
That's a friend of mine who, I was gonna say, a friend of mine who also went to served in Vietnam. He's was on special forces and had some interesting stories. But he has almost the same exact thing. He had a green zone, which is what you're talking about, the risk, and then it had the yellow zone because now you can get in combat, and then he's got the red zone.
Yes.
It's almost exactly the same. So I had to smile. Sorry.
Yeah.
Same backgrounds.
Yeah. Well, he's right. Yeah. So stay in that risk area. Okay. Like I tell the students, let him come to you.
Yep.
Okay? Don't you go to him. Let him come to you. Okay. And whatever he does next. Okay. Now you have that 1 or 2 seconds to react to it. Okay.
And he's giving it to you. Whatever he has to do next has to get to you, which means he's giving it to you.
Right. Yeah. And my oldest son, who's a high-profile private investigator down in Southern California, he said, Dad, he said, if you ever have to go to court because you cut somebody several times, okay, the jury and the court does not want to hear, well, I think so, I guess so, or maybe.
Right.
Okay, you have to be very, very precise. And he said, what I would suggest you do, okay, is ask the judge, can you show the defense how you had to cut their client to make him stop? And he said, by doing that, put your hands up, show the judge that all you have is hands and that you're going to use 2 fingers as a knife. okay, and show him how you cut him once, hoping that he would stop. He didn't. So you cut him again, hoping that he would stop, and he didn't. So let's say that you had to cut him 5 times to make him stop. Okay, you didn't kill him, because the last thing you want to do is kill him. Okay, not unless your life is really in danger. Yeah, see, so I tell students that. I said, you know, if you cut somebody, prepare to go to court, okay? Because people standing around will have cameras, they'll be taking videos and everything else, okay? Right here in my studio, I have a big screen TV that's on, okay? And students used to ask me, can you turn to the volume down? And I said, no, because it's a distraction, huh? And he said, yeah. I said, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be people hollering, people yelling, and you're going to have to block all that out, because your main concern is that person that's standing in front of you, period. So, yeah, see, so that's how I teach on combative knife. That's just a small part.
Sure.
But yeah, it is very interesting how students react to it. Okay, well, can I do this? Can I do that? I said, you can do anything. Okay, what I would do, I would get out of there. Okay. If I can turn around and run away, okay, or stand there, get down on one knee and say, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, bump into you, stuff like that. And okay.
Make a joke, buy him a beer.
Yeah, well, shoot, here's a short story. One thing should have happened in Old Town Sacramento at a bar. Shoot, there's one guy, the bar, she was crowded and stuff. It was New Year's Eve. And shoot, this one guy had a beer, got a beer, and he was walking through the bar, going to sit down. Another guy was walking toward him, with his beer and his girlfriend. And both of them bumped in, shooting. They said, hey, excuse me, I'm sorry and stuff. And the guy with the girlfriend said, hey, no worries, okay, excuse me. Then his girlfriend says, are you going to let him get away with that? And it changed the whole outcome, okay? And the guy with the girlfriend ended up dying, okay?
Wow.
And it wasn't the guy that he bumped into, it was someone else that had a knife, that started the fight and stuff, and that guy stabbed him a couple times.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. So
egged on by the girlfriend, or got him into it. Yep.
Yeah. All because you gonna let him get away with that?
That's like stereotypical.
Sound that way, but
that's
how it was. Yeah. So things change very rapidly.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I've seen a lot of CCTV recordings of things like that. One of my friends stood up for somebody in a bar and tried to calm the situation down. Of course, got shot because he stepped into stuff. And
oh, geez.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah, no, it is. He's a great guy, unfortunately, too. It'd be tragic just if he wasn't a great guy too, but it's always worse when he's a friend.
Sure it is. Yeah.
This was years ago.
Yeah, that's way. Yeah, and I was at a gas station the other day, about a week ago. One lady, she was standing there, filling up her car, and she was facing her car. Okay, and I stopped, and I said, "Ma'am, if you don't mind my saying this, put your back to your car." And if if anyone is approaching you, they're going to have to come around your car, or they're going to have to come over your car.
Right.
Okay. If you put your back to your car, then you'll have a wider range of seeing somebody.
Yep.
And she said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." So she, "Oh, thank you very much for that." I said, "You're welcome." So, yeah, I kind of watch people, to what they do, how they do it. Yeah. So
that to me is like some of the thing that's most important in self-defense is that awareness, right? And the
exactly.
way you take, you take in everything and make sure you're not setting yourself up poorly. But I think, people don't realize that. So, if that's part of your classes, because it sounds like it is, that's really good. That context people forget about, because a lot of times people focus on just the regular classroom training, right? And there's no context around them, like you were talking about with the distractions, or using actual cover, not just concealment. Yep. Very nice.
Yeah.
I've been taking over a whole lot, Tim. Did you have what are the things?
That was, so I got some ideas, but I'm
Okay.
just waiting to see where else you got there, because
No, it sounds like we've sort of switched over to chatting, so I figured I want to make sure when you're covering stuff. It's really nice talking with you, Harry.
David from
It's an
Oh
honor.
yeah, we got to catch up on some people. So David from Stewart,
said,
Virginia, awesome.
Is that military display behind Mr. Greene? Yes, that's from Chris Davison. Yep, that would be yep. And then Tim Dobson says hello
From
Canada.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Tim.
Too many Tims.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, what's all in that display? That's your rank and retirement stuff.
Yeah. We were the one there on top.
Yep.
With the stiletto.
Okay.
Okay. That is from Colonel Aaron Blank, who is regarded as the godfather of Special Forces.
Okay.
Okay. And that knife has his name on it, and plus he signed it.
Oh wow.
Okay. So that shadow box, one of my students who is a Sacramento County sheriff. Okay, he knows this former Marine, and I was telling to my student about wanting a shadow box. Okay, so he said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Let me talk to a friend of mine," and I said, "Yeah, okay, yeah. Let me know if he can, to let me know how much." And he said, "Yeah." Oh, okay, fine. So the Marine made the box, and he gave me that knife. Okay, and I said, because I had been trying to find one that was signed by Colonel Aaron Blank, the father of Special Forces. And so that's why that knife is up there now. Okay. But now the one right below it is the knife that I used in Vietnam for 2 years. I was given that knife by a former Green Beret that was leaving country to come home. And he gave that to me.
Okay, one of your compatriots, because you're a Green Beret as well, right? So actually, that reminds me, I should ask you. So since you're Vietnam Green Beret, and my friend was as well, do you ever hear of a person called the Crazy Indonesian?
No.
Well, we can talk more maybe offline.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe after the show.
Yeah. When was he in Vietnam?
I can't remember the years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I see him. I'll see him once a year when we get to a martial arts training camp that he holds. Invite only. He's a really good guy. He's there's some issues from people that went through things over there.
Yeah.
But we support. We do that gathering. It's called Bushi no Te. We do that. We raise money for Wounded Warrior projects and things like that. So.
Oh,
So,
cool. Yeah.
I wasn't gone. I was here listening to the whole thing, but I wanted to take my screen off so we can see the shadow boxes bigger for
Good.
those who are talking about
And
it.
you didn't hear the bad things we were saying about you?
Of course.
Okay.
And then, so Checka McOne says, greetings, everyone. Hi, senior SGM.
Harry.
And then, God bless you for your service, Mr. Greene. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, tell them thank you very, very much. It was an honor to serve. And people have asked me, would you do it all over again?
Mhm.
And I said, yeah, I probably would, but I'd do it in a different way. Okay. Yeah, I would do it in a totally different way.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you know more.
I'd probably serve my 1 year and get out of that place.
Okay.
But
You did several tours?
Two. Yeah.
2 tours. Okay.
Consecutive tours. Yeah. I was single, you know, yeah. See, so all my money that I was making, I sent home. So all I was getting paid, she was just $30 a month.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. See, so where am I going to spend it?
True.
Okay.
True.
Right. Yeah. Because my first R&R was in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I used to live there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when I was in high school. So that was a number of years later. So that was in early 80s.
Okay. Yeah. I was in was early 67.
Okay. I would have been 2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But now,
Yeah,
see, you're 83, I'm 60. We're much closer together.
there you go. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'll be hitting 84 here in July. So
That's awesome. Well, you look great, and you're actively you're still teaching and stuff. That's awesome.
Still teaching. Don't have any arthritis in my hands, legs, feet, nothing. I'm good to go. Thank the Lord.
Knock on wood, as they say.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I was saying, Tim. So I think we're just chatting, and I'm enjoying it but I want to make sure that if you had any questions, we should cover.
Well, actually, so here's one. This is a little off. It's on and off topic. So my father was a Vietnam vet as well. So,
Okay.
and I've got to say I think it was a bad time for our country, because obviously people didn't think about the soldiers. They made all the comments. They didn't like us being in the war or military conflict or whatever you want to define it as. And when I remember my history, and when I remember when Desert Storm happened and stuff, I was very pleased with the American civilians, because whether they liked the conflict, whether they endorsed the conflict, they didn't blame the soldiers. And unfortunately, Vietnam, you didn't choose to go there. I mean, you may have choose to serve your country, and once again, God bless you for that. Especially doing 2 tours, but they took all of the frustration on politics out on the soldiers, not the politicians. And I think that was in my opinion, it was a despicable time in our history, because all you were doing, you were told where to go, what to do. And the average age was much, much younger versus like World War II, where the average age was like in the 30s or 40s, where they were teenagers going over, seeing real world shit that scarred people for life. And I mean, it's not martial arts, and that must have been a really tough time as a soldier when your country doesn't support you and all you're doing is what your leaders were telling you to do. And and that's why I think that generation needs even more thanks, because how much psychological garbage did they put up with coming back and being, and we're not going to go into say anyone who knows their history knows what was being said, but it takes a lot of focus, control, and fortitude to go do that. And so I mean, like I said, I know my father and I never really talked about it. He passed away before I had before I got to that age. But once again, I really want to thank you for all that, because that was a time that our people as a whole weren't thanking the soldiers for doing their job and only doing what they were told to do. And I'm pretty sure that most of those soldiers would have preferred to stay home, be alive, not lose their friends, not do anything. And, so, as I babble, thank you.
Yeah, true. True. Before I came home, yeah, they they take you 2 weeks before you before you deroast back, and take you down to Benoit. That was a great big Air Force and military base there, and you process out. I was talking to a couple guys that were that had been there for about 4 or 5 years. Okay, and yeah, my thing was, why did you elect to stay here that long?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and they said, well, we started out as advisors. Okay, and saw a little bit of combat and stuff, but he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, when you get back, okay, people ask you about Vietnam, tell them. Okay, tell them your story, tell them whatever they want you to tell them, and don't keep it inside of you. You got to get it out, because if you don't, it's going to eat you alive. And I've talked to vets here years ago and stuff, and still do. And I tell them, have you ever talked about your experience in Vietnam? And they said, no, man, I just don't want to talk about it. And I said, you need to talk about it. Okay. And that could be one reason why you're homeless. Yeah, you got to talk about it. Talk to somebody about it. Okay. Not just your other homeless friends. Okay. You shouldn't be homeless to begin with. Okay.
Right.
So, so talk about it. Tell me what happened to you. Tell me what you went through, and I'll tell you what I went through. Okay. My first year when I got there, okay, good special forces. Okay. A few months later, when the 101st came over there as a whole division, okay, 7 of us from a 5th group went down to Benoit, okay, where I flew into, okay, to get some of their 502nd Long Range Recon, the 101st, to take them up north to a place called Phu-Bai, which eventually became Camp Eagle. Okay. And yes, see, so 7 of us worked with some of the 502nd Long Range Recon. And then my second year, I was sent up to the 173rd up north, okay, and to work with them. And that's when I got involved with the 503rd ROC, the South Korean Special Forces. And I got to tell you, those guys are mean.
Okay.
I mean, they would not take prisoners. Okay, should they kill them? Okay, yeah, yes, they tell you we do not take on prisoners, because we had some put on a chopper to go down to Da Nang. That was a great big Marine base. Okay, to go to take them there. When we got there, we didn't have any more prisoners. Okay, because South Koreans, she would talk to them in Vietnamese on the way there, and if they didn't get the right answers, should they kick them off the chopper while the chopper was going?
Mm.
Okay, so by the time, kind of cruel, it was cruel. Okay,
Mm.
so yeah, see, so by the time we got there, landed in the chopper and stuff, the MPs come out there and say, "Where's the prisoners at?" We don't have any prisoners. Okay, well, what happened to them? I don't know. You got to ask these guys. Okay, right. But yeah, that's So yeah, Vietnam. Yeah, but when I came back, uh, flew in to Travis. They got all those special forces guys. We didn't even have to go through customs, while the rest
Okay.
of them did. Yeah, we had 165 people board the plane, and that was a brand international plane way
Okay.
back then.
Yep.
Okay, and special forces guys didn't have to go through customs like the rest of them did. They put us on a bus, took us down to Oakland, processed out. Okay, got got dressed again, took us to shoot the airport. Whoever needed shoot to catch a flight or to the bus station, Greyhound bus station, and stuff. Yeah, so I never had that protest stuff.
Okay.
I've never had anyone hollering, shoot at me, trying to spit on me, calling me baby killers and
Right.
everything else. Yeah, yeah. So I missed that, thank God.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
What did you do after you got back? What did you teach right away? Did you work at somewhere else? I think because right now you're teaching only, right? So what happened afterwards?
Yeah, I came home and probably just mulled around. Just slept a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Slept a lot, let my hair grow,
Sure.
some stuff, and just just kind of mellowed out.
Mhm.
Okay, then I got into it with my dad. Bless his heart. Loving, loving to, loving to this day, and so one day I had a barbecue that they had at the house. And yes, you need, and with some of his friends and stuff, okay? And they're saying, yeah, I saw, what you were doing. Yeah, you guys throwing sticks and rocks at one another, shooting Vietnam and stuff. And it totally, excuse my French, totally pissed me off.
Mhm.
Okay? So he and I had it out right there in front of everyone else. And I told him, don't you dare, as long as you live, talk to me like this.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looked at me and he said, "You have changed."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I said, "Yes, I have. You may not like it, but I have."
Sure.
And from that point on, we were friends again. That's my dad. So yeah, okay. But like Tim says, Vietnam shouldn't have happened. And I don't think it would have if Kennedy hadn't been assassinated.
Mm.
And that's just my take. Okay. And I don't know if that would have been true, should or not, but I think that he wouldn't have allowed that to happen.
Mm.
Okay. Because I think if the government would have let the military fight that war, it wouldn't have lasted 6 months.
Mm.
And that's something that a lot of people, I don't want to go down the politic thing,
Yeah.
There's definitely, when we talk about people who say, soldiers weren't allowed to, I get a lot of vets that come in the school and have fought or know people in post engagements and stuff, and there's a lot of times I hear the same thing. If we were actually allowed to do what we need to do, it'd be over, you know. And
Yes, I
you know,
agree.
but there are bigger pictures. I mean, you know, there's a bigger scheme of things, and sometimes you have to win at a different level. You know, and I remember, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if some things weren't exposed because someone's fingerprints were all over it, and they were able to use that as a leverage tool later down the road. Because unfortunately, people have to understand the world politics of things is an ever-going game of chess. And sometimes we look at checkers and like, you just do this. Yeah. That being said, there's more pieces on the game. You know, it actually might be more like 3D chess more than anything else. But we're getting a little heavy on stuff like this. So let me ask you a couple questions because I mean we're having a good conversation, and still, I mean, we'll probably have like 2,500 views of the show, but we're giving, you know, the show has been averaging 20 people live with us the whole time, so that's pretty good. Oh, and then I got to tell Mr. Battles, Ralph.
Awesome.
Remind me tomorrow, you registered for camp twice. Now, I love selling people tickets for camp. We'll have to have that talk tomorrow, unless you're bringing someone I don't know about, and then I'm keeping your money. But you only need one ticket because you're smaller than me. If you're my size, then you might need 2 tickets. So, but he's from Durango, Colorado. So there is somebody in Durango other than the Durango kid. So, let's get back to the martial arts things and your teaching. Here's a question: what is the furthest? Okay, so are you in Sacramento?
Yes.
Okay, what's the farthest you've taught your art away from Sacramento? Like, you know, seminars, stuff of that nature. What's the farthest that you've physically gone on the road teaching a seminar?
Been to Oklahoma City.
Nice.
Yeah.
Halfway across the country.
Yeah. Been there. Been to Mesa, Arizona. I have a affiliate school up in Carson City.
Okay.
I have one down in Pleasanton, and the one in Pleasanton, that's Kakua Martial Arts, and the owner of that is Seagun Esther Molina.
Okay.
And the one up in Carson City, that's owned by Shishan John Atkinson.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and I've taught down in Mesa, Arizona. I've been to Tucson, Arizona. Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
Is that the same John Atkinson that helped us figure out that the Jetnik seminar is 17th of September? Because it was John Atkinson. I wonder if it's the same guy. That's all.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, from Wolf Den?
It doesn't say. I just see it.
No, I'd have to look. I'd have to do a little background search on this. What's the farthest someone has come to you to train with you? Oh, yep, that is exactly who it is.
See, I was paying attention, John.
Yeah, it's John.
I used my noodle, my kidney.
Right. Yeah, John. Briefly, John Atkinson is the one that makes all of our training blades for us.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, hey, John, if you got a plug for that, there we go. Because he's watching the show and watching his man. So
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect plug opportunity.
There we go.
John. Yeah.
So what's the farthest someone has come to train with you?
New York.
New York, all the way across the country.
Yeah,
not this New Yorker. Although I do enjoy his seminars when I'm out that way.
Okay. Yeah. That's Professor Carlos Della Villa.
Nice.
Yeah. He's from New York. He is one of my students. I'll see him I'll see him down in Manteca on, I think it's the 15th of next month. Then I'll see him again on the 2nd of May in Reno at the IWA. And that's put on by Grandmaster Mike. Oh, come on, Harry. That's Michael Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's the farthest.
And that's New York City or just in New York State somewhere?
Yeah, that's in the state.
Big state,
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember exactly where he's from.
I was just curious. No worries.
Yeah, well, yeah. Being 83, you kind of forget things, you know.
I'm already
I would
doing it myself.
say the name isn't familiar to me, so I'm thinking that he's probably downstate near the city. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty good. So he lives that far away, and you're still seeing him every month,
Yeah.
almost, at least for the next
So
couple
he
months.
is coast to coast.
That's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And is that guy? He is so energetic. I said, holy cow, man! Slow down some. I mean, he's he's like a wind-up toy. Okay, yeah. Once you wind it up and set him down, he's all over the place.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, he's a very good martial arts person. Very good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm honored to have him.
Sounds like you got a good crew from, spread out pretty well and very committed, which is a sign, that to me tells me that, people are happy with what you do and who you are, which is, hey, there's no greater compliment than that.
No, right. Yeah, because most of the students that I've ever had, they all have had some form of martial arts.
Sure.
Okay, like one of them now, he's Sacramento County Sheriff. He and his wife, and then there's another one, a new student that he hasn't trained since 2000, and he found me on Facebook, and now he's here. Okay,
Perfect.
and another one was in another school, and now he's with me. So, yeah. So most of them. Yeah, I have two of them, husband and wife. They are, I think, second and third degree black belts in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Dennis, he's on one of my top students, and he's in Pleasanton, and he's Kaji Kimbo.
Okay.
Okay, but when he came to me to learn combat with knife about 4 or 5 years ago, it took him almost a year just to learn the footwork in Filipino martial arts.
Okay.
And I said, what's the problem? You either left-footed or right-footed. He said, yeah, but we're used to crashing into the person. You're telling me to stay away from the person.
Okay.
Yeah, I said, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So,
it gets you sometimes, the previous training you had, because the paradigm's different. And it's fine for that art, but it may not be fine for the next art.
Right. Yeah, because the Kaji Kimbo people, Jiu-Jitsu people, Taekwondo people, they all want to go to the ground. Okay? I've never, ever trained going to the ground. I don't go to the ground.
Especially not with a knife, probably.
Exactly. If you take me to the ground, I'm stabbing you.
Right.
Okay? So, but people say, well, how do you not go to the ground? I tell them, don't let him grab you.
move, maybe. So you mentioned you had two events that you're going to see.
Okay.
The one gentleman at. So that tells me you've got a lot of things going on. I'm just curious.
What you got?
What?
I can't hear.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us?
You can't hear us?
Huh. Well, we can hear you.
Yeah, maybe the.
Okay. Let's see here. We can hear you. We'll do it this way.
Maybe the speaker on his phone,
Could
or
be.
if he's got,
Could be.
or
Could
if
be.
he's got
Could be.
earphones.
Hold on.
If you had earphones on, they could have wore out.
Yeah. We can hear you.
He probably can't see the text screen.
Yeah, maybe. Let me see. Oh, I might be able to see it. Okay, there we go.
I can't hear you.
Okay. Well, okay. Did you see the message?
Wonder what happened. That's
all
weird.
right.
Because what I was going to try to do is see if they had any events coming up that we could use to make sure announce. Because I knew we were kind of winding down.
Well, it might be best to end it here, and then it's not what I wanted to do, but it is what it is.
Right.
All right. I'm going to send him out.
Okay.
And then I will message him on Facebook and see if he's got anything to announce.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to hang on here and see if he's got any events to announce, folks. So just let us know.
So I just kicked him out. Sorry, guys.
That's
I'm going to call him on my phone here.
There you go.
I've got the headset on, so we'll see. There's not a problem you can't fix. You just got to figure it out.
Well, you can put it on speaker. I've seen people do that.
No.
Put them on speaker, and then you have a disembodied voice.
Of course, it hung up. So I don't know. Maybe he's running out of battery power.
Could be.
It says he's active here.
And it didn't seem like he had touched his phone or anything. So that's why I was thinking something like he was on earphones or something.
Okay, let me see here.
Earbuds.
We were able to hear you. Yeah, I wonder. We are wrapping the show up. If by any chance you have an event you want us to plug, just let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So
sounds like Benjamin says a great interview. So I thought it was a really fun visit. So good stuff. And actually, I'm taking the relatively low amount of questions on the side as being, hey, we're enjoying the discussion, rather than there's nobody's interested, because they're still staying on. So I'm hoping you all enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of events, do you have anything coming up?
I don't. I'm not tracking anything. I should be doing my spring thing, but I haven't even set that up yet because it's all on me. I know one person offered to help, but that's not the same. I kind of need someone to take the lead down there, or I'll just do it myself and see what happens.
Oh, down in Virginia?
Yeah.
What about the location you were talking about up in?
I'll do that in the fall.
Okay. All right.
Might use that or different location. So John Atkinson says his son will be teaching at a couple different events, and he has an invitation only seminar next month. Okay. So the one event next month is invitation only. And then his son's teaching at a couple different events. Awesome. Thanks, John.
John, if you get a hold of him, we're off for a week.
Right.
We won't do the show next week, but it's not anybody. We're more than happy to plug anybody's events while we're doing the show.
Absolutely.
And that being said, the 21st of this month, March 21st, I'll be teaching in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And then
near-ish me.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to drop by.
And then on the 26th, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Not near me.
Actually, the 26th to the 29th, I'm in Jacksonville and Orlando. So if anyone's interested in meeting up, I'll be down that way. I'm going to Maya's Jumpstart Live. And while I'm down there, I'm teaching a seminar over at the Terzics Family Martial Arts.
Okay.
And they're in Jacksonville. They're actually planning on bringing black belt candidates to our camp this year.
Excellent.
So
okay.
While I'm down there, I'm going to be doing a prep thing with them.
Good. Good.
I'll go down a day early, do stuff there, head on down to Orlando, and then we'll have that, and I'll come back. So
So-
I'll be available for training while I'm in Orlando, networking, possible collaboration work, whatever. Let me know. And then there's the quartet, April 17th through 19th. It'll be Mike and May William, Ty Botting, and myself at the Martial Arts Symposium in New Hampshire.
And Miguel Ruby will be there.
Yeah, Miguel Rubio will be there. This is FMA.
There's a bunch of people. That's a lot of big folks will be there.
Yeah. So, and of course, who says it's elite? I do. So there's 4 must be true. And then we've always tried to promote the FMA track, but this time we're promoting the World Modern Alliance members who will be there. Oh, good. I'll send you a list tomorrow once I get it together. Yeah. Let's see if
Nice.
see if
Thanks
he's
again, John. Awesome.
okay. Oh, he's I can wait.
What did he say?
He's seeing this. Trying to get back. All right. Don't worry about it. We're about to wrap up the show, and John is going to give us a list of events you've got coming up. Unless we can just put you on speaker real quick using Messenger. We'll see what he says. I'll give him a minute.
Yeah, remember he said he's not the most techno, so he may not know that Messenger
Right.
has a vocal version. I didn't know that until like a couple of years ago.
What are you, dumb? No.
Maybe.
There's a lot of stuff you don't know. You don't realize until
Yep.
until it happens, and then when you find out, like, oh shit, I wish I would have known that.
Right. That happens all the time.
Like
Who's
I
in
didn't
the
know
mode?
for the longest time that Word eventually got a dictation thing.
Right.
So I started dictating. Actually, I would go to seminars and I would just hit the business seminars, hit dictate mode, and it took phenomenal notes, much better than Dragon Speech. I'm like, this is awesome.
Nice.
And then I would dictate to it, and then I would edit my stuff, and then I would write my posts, and then so it helped me a lot. I mean, because I'm dyslexic, for those who don't know, and it was so much easier getting that stuff going to write. I mean, because I'm very articulate. I lose it here, from here to here, it disappears. All right, well, here we go. Here goes that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna take it off my headset, and then I'm gonna put this on speaker. Hopefully, it doesn't mess up too much with the echo.
We'll see. Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yep.
I'm having problems on my end. We'll wrap up the show. I'll talk to you later during the week, brother. It was great having you on.
It really was. Yes. And some of the students.
Okay.
Mr.
All
John.
right. All right. So we're going to wrap up here.
A little clunky, but I think the meat of it was awesome. So
yeah,
it's all
no.
good.
And listen, we're very modern Arnie centric because that's our wheelhouse. Here's one of the things. When it comes to what we do, I think we're one of the best at it. When we talk to people, we know about them. And unfortunately, to defend our friend Dean Franco. Dean Franco's got a lot of shade because he's trust people.
Right.
And people have lied to him, misled them on who they were in the real martial art world. And then after the show goes on, or partway through the show, as people cry foul, all of a sudden he's regretting that he's done certain interviews. And listen, and I get it. I'm not going to bust his chops for doing what he's done because he's helped a lot of people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Get visibility. Unfortunately, some of those people don't deserve it.
Well, just overall, the FMA in general, right, has a lot more visibility because of that.
But now us, we don't do anywhere near the breadth of the width of what he does.
Right.
But we go much deeper because we know what we're talking about. So we'll go deeper into the conversation. So if you want a deep dive conversation about Balintwalk, modern combatant, stuff of that nature, okay, here we go. from our main man. He gave us the commando.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That was the guy from the Expendables. That was Stallone's character, I
Yep.
think. He goes, "Okay, Tim, thank you both. It was an honor to be on your show with you, both of you." So this, it was an honor having him. He's actually
definitely
probably,
our honor.
He protected our country
Mhm.
at a time that was very controversial.
Mhm.
And
went back again.
This is one of our extra special guests for different reasons. And he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude, yes.
So, once again, for everyone, even the knuckleheads that I argue with on the internet, if I found out that they had a military background, the first thing I'd say is thank you for your service, because, and people say, well, they get paid. They don't get paid to sacrifice their lives or potentially do that. They
right.
pay.
Now you get paid for that. Yes.
You don't get paid for that. I lost my father due to the effects of him being a police officer. No amount of money. And at that moment, someone said, "I'll give you $5 million." I go, if I would forfeit that $5 million. This is back in the 80s, which was like crazy money.
Right. That's like 10.
Someone said, "Give me $1 million back then, or you can have your father back, or take $1 million." Which in the 80s,
yeah, $5 million back then would be about 12 million now, or 13 million.
and it'd be like, no sum of money could you have given me that would have merited me not having my father back. I would have taken him back over any amount of money. And the fact of the matter here is that this is, and someone who served our country with the potential of not coming back. And he did 2 tours. He saw what was going on over there.
Yep.
He saw what was going on over there, and he went back again or stayed in. So, my hat's off to him. And I'm just ashamed that he actually saw whether he got, it sounds like he was fairly insulated from the hate back then.
Yeah, that was nice to hear.
But he got a little something for his own family. So
exactly.
And they worked it out, which is good, So
well, those kinds of experiences definitely changing. So when you're a parent, right, you always look at your kids, and so when they have made leaps and bounds differently, changed and bloomed into something else, it takes an adjustment period for sure, even if there wasn't a disagreement.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. So tell us about our next guest. So we're not here next week.
Right.
So in 2 weeks, which is going to be the 23rd of March, will be our next show.
23rd at 8:40 p.m. We should have Guro Reverick Johnson. We just call him Rev. He's been he coordinates a lot of kids activities with FMA. He coordinates the push for more serious, more traditional look on the arts. If you're going to be trying to teach Philippine sport culture, he's a character. He actually emceed, I think, the thing we were at, and I forget who his teacher was. And we'll cover that when we talk about it. But I was just impressed. He was a good guy, well spoken, had a great feel for how important it is to get kids coming up in FMA, especially over there, right, for their own culture, and doing it right, and inclusively and encouragingly. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the conversation. It's been a year? It feels like it's been longer, but it's a year since we met him, I guess, right?
It's been a year now. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's the short of what I know about him. But I think you guys will like him. His English is probably better than Tim's and I's together.
He's a character too. So
he's a character.
He's a cool dude. All right. Well, so we shall wrap things up here.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're trying to take the position of well, first of all, PG Ty had a lot. Well, first of all, Harry had a lot to speak about, which is great, because sometimes it's like a crowbar getting things out of people.
Right.
And it was the right quantity of willing to speak that we wanted. And we've had
Really
some
good.
people that just can't get a word in edgewise. I'm like,
Right.
it's more like just turn on the mic and walk away for an hour, and then come back. Oh, you still talking? Harry was good, and PG Tide did some research of his own, and no, I've got the normal stuff I'd ask, and it was good, and I liked the show, and I was taking a different approach to this show. The other thing is taking myself off camera, so to make the image bigger for the shadow box when he talked about that.
Yeah, that was good.
If I could have took, actually there was another layout. I could have hit the button.
Could have got me or get rid of me.
I could have done like this and got rid of.
Oh, there you go.
I think with me being off, I could have done that. Actually, I'm going to try right now. Hold on. I'm going to remove myself and then hit a button.
There you go.
And there's a whole bunch of things we can play with.
Are those all extras, or are those also in the free pack?
I'm not sure. I mean, those controls are all on the bottom, so, yeah. So the big thing that I'm going to be, if I downgrade, or if I take the deal that they're going to offer me, I get rid of the ability to do shorts and stories, basically. And I don't know if I really care about that. I've got a whole bunch of them from our shows this season, but I haven't used it. I mean, okay, so we use StreamYard. I highly recommend it if you're going to do it. They've offered so much stuff more than when it started. To me, it's the package. It is definitely the package. So for us, for what we're doing, we're not trying to monetize this per se. There may be better things, but I mean, we don't need all the special effects that everyone else has. It's not the Joe Rogan show.
I do need the special effects to make me look more better.
Yeah, there's no amount of effects I can handle.
No, you can't afford that.
Listen, we tried ChatGPT, and you already saw what happened there.
That's right. That's right.
All right, listen, everybody, as we get done busting each other's chops, because that's how we roll, because we're family.
Yep.
All right, listen, as always, everybody, this is a pleasure. I get to spend time with my brother in arms here and talk to a whole bunch of people. So this is Dr. Tim.
And PG Ty. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Stay safe and stay sane.